In the vast, rugged landscapes of Bolivia, where ancient mountains scrape the sky and the winds whisper forgotten secrets, a mystery lies buried beneath the earth, one that challenges our very understanding of history and humanity's place in the cosmos. Imagine standing before three colossal fossilized hands, each as large as a doorway, etched into the rocky soil of an arid plateau. These aren't mere stones shaped by chance or nature's whimsy. They are unmistakably human in form, yet impossibly giant, frozen in time. Who were these giants? Could they be the remnants of a prehistoric race long vanished? Or perhaps visitors from another world whose footprints were etched not in dust, but in stone? The discovery of these massive hands has stirred a tempest of speculation and wonder, raising questions that echo through time. Were there giants who once walked the earth, as legends from ancient texts and mythologies suggest? Could these hands be proof that our ancestors were not alone, that a forgotten chapter of history lies buried beneath the sands of time? Tonight, we embark on a journey to unravel the enigma of the three giant fossilized hands of Bolivia, where science meets legend and the line between myth and reality begins to blur. Prepare to step into the shadows of giants. The story begins in the early 21st century, deep in the remote highlands of Bolivia, an area largely untouched by modern civilization. Local villagers had long spoken in hushed tones of strange, enormous impressions found scattered among the rocky plains. Yet, these tales were often dismissed by outsiders as mere folklore, the product of imaginations fueled by ancient legends of giants. That changed when a team of researchers and explorers, driven by curiosity and a hunger for truth, ventured into the desolate wilderness. Equipped with cameras and scientific instruments, they documented what appeared to be three gigantic fossilized hands embedded in solid rock, each measuring over 2 meters from wrist to fingertip. The impressions were striking in their detail, deep lines marking knuckles, ridges tracing the contours of palms, and fingers splayed in a way that mirrored human anatomy. This was no natural rock formation or erosion pattern. These hands were undeniably crafted by living beings far larger than any human known to science. News of the discovery sent ripples through both the scientific community and the world of alternative archaeology. Skeptics insisted they were geological anomalies, products of erosion or artistic human carvings from ancient civilizations. But proponents argued that the sheer scale and anatomical accuracy defied such simple explanations. Could these colossal hands belong to a race of giants once chronicled in ancient texts like the Book of Genesis, where giants roamed the earth before the Great Flood? Or might they be the imprint of alien visitors, their hands forever etched into the Bolivian soil as silent witnesses to a forgotten encounter? As the world debated, the fossilized hands stood stoically in the highland sun, mute sentinels guarding secrets far beyond the reach of conventional understanding. To understand the mystery of these giant fossilized hands, we must journey back through the mists of time, to a world where giants were not just legends, but living beings who walked the earth. Ancient texts from diverse cultures tell tales of enormous humans, beings of great strength and stature who shaped early civilizations. In the Bible, the Nephilim are described as the mighty men of old, the men of renown, towering over ordinary humans. Could these ancient giants have left behind more than just stories? Could their physical remnants be hidden beneath layers of earth and stone? Across the globe, similar myths echo the presence of giants. The Sumerians spoke of the Apkallu, half-man, half-divine beings who came from the heavens. In South America, indigenous tribes told stories of beings called the Mamarachos, described as enormous humanoid figures with supernatural powers. Some legends even whisper of a forgotten era when giants ruled the land before a cataclysmic event erased their existence. What if the giant hands fossilized in Bolivia are evidence that these myths hold grains of truth? The size of the hands, far exceeding human proportions, matches descriptions found in these ancient chronicles. Furthermore, Bolivia's geographical position near other mysterious sites, such as the ancient Tiwanaku ruins, adds another layer of intrigue. Tiwanaku itself features colossal stone structures that baffle modern engineers and archaeologists alike, as if constructed for beings much larger than humans. Skeptics may argue that these stories are mere allegories or cultural exaggerations. Yet, the fossilized hands challenge us to question: could ancient giants have been real? Were they the creators or overseers of these magnificent megaliths? Or perhaps they were visitors, beings from beyond our world, whose legacy is etched not only in myth, but in stone. The fossilized hands invite us to reconsider history, to ask whether the line between legend and reality is thinner than we imagine. What truths have been buried by time and dismissed by science? What if these impressions are the last traces of a world long vanished? A world where giants walked alongside us, or aliens once set foot on Earth? As the fossilized giant hands surfaced in Bolivia, they quickly attracted the attention of both local enthusiasts and the global scientific community. Yet, with awe came skepticism, because extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. First, experts from various fields scrambled to analyze the impressions. Were these truly fossilized hands? Or could they be natural formations, cleverly mistaken for something else? Some geologists suggested that erosion or mineral deposits might have created shapes resembling giant palms. Others hypothesized that the prints could have been ancient footprints or even artifacts created by human hands, enlarged through natural or human intervention. Radiocarbon dating was attempted on surrounding sediments, placing the impressions at tens of thousands of years old, possibly coinciding with the late Pleistocene epoch, a time when, according to mainstream science, only normal-sized humans roamed the Earth. But if these hands belonged to beings far larger, how could this timeline fit with accepted anthropology? Controversies deepened when some researchers claimed the hands had an unusual bone structure, with elongated fingers and strange joint formations, unlike any known hominid species. Could this suggest a new species, or even an extraterrestrial origin? The Bolivian government, intrigued yet cautious, commissioned further investigations. Yet political pressures, limited funding, and academic skepticism hindered comprehensive study. Many specialists refused to endorse the findings, fearing ridicule or loss of credibility. Meanwhile, conspiracy theories flourished. Some argued the hands were proof of alien giants visiting Earth, left behind as a message or monument. Others believed a hidden ancient civilization with knowledge lost to history might have created or manipulated these fossils. This scientific impasse raises profound questions. How do we balance open-minded curiosity with rigorous scrutiny? When evidence challenges established knowledge, should we rethink our history or dismiss the anomalies? Could the fossilized giant hands of Bolivia be a genuine glimpse into a forgotten chapter of Earth's past? Or are they a complex hoax, a natural coincidence, or a misinterpreted phenomenon? In this web of mystery and debate, the truth remains elusive. But one thing is certain: the discovery shakes the foundations of what we believe about humanity's origins and our place in the cosmos. The tension surrounding the giant fossilized hands reached a fever pitch. What secret did these ancient relics hold, buried beneath Bolivia's rugged terrain for millennia? Could they unlock truths long buried by time and dogma? Then came a breakthrough. A team of independent researchers, driven not by fame or funding but by relentless curiosity, gained access to the site. Using cutting-edge 3D scanning technology and microscopic analysis, they uncovered details invisible to the naked eye: impressions of skin texture, minute bone fragments, and peculiar markings unlike any human hand known to science. One startling discovery stood out. The hand's proportions were not merely large, but anatomically different. The fingers were longer, more slender, and jointed in ways that hinted at enhanced flexibility or strength. The palm showed signs of healing fractures, evidence that the creature endured hardships, perhaps battles or labor beyond ordinary human limits. These findings resonated with ancient legends scattered across continents, myths of giants, titans, and colossal beings who once walked the earth. From the biblical Nephilim to the Andean Apu giants, stories that many dismissed as mere folklore suddenly echoed with renewed plausibility. Yet, the most provocative hypothesis emerged from a daring DNA analysis attempt. Tiny bone fragments extracted from fossilized tissue contained genetic material unlike any known species, a genetic signature that hinted at something beyond Homo sapiens, perhaps hybridized with an unknown lineage. What if these giant beings were not myth, but a lost race? Whether descendants of an ancient civilization or visitors from beyond the stars? Could the Bolivian fossilized hands be the physical proof that humanity's history is far stranger and more complex than textbooks reveal? Still, many in the scientific establishment urged caution. They reminded the world that extraordinary claims demand rigorous verification. Could contamination or modern interference have skewed the DNA results? Were the anatomical differences merely aberrations or pathological conditions? As the debate raged, a deeper question emerged. What does it mean if giants once roamed our world? How would that reshape our understanding of human potential, evolution, and our cosmic origins? In the shadowy borderlands of science and myth, the giant fossilized hands of Bolivia stand as silent sentinels, guardians of a secret story waiting to be fully told. A story that challenges us to look beyond the visible, to question the accepted, and to embrace the mystery of our ancient past. As the dust settles over the rugged hills of Bolivia, the giant fossilized hands remain, immense, silent, and enigmatic. They are more than mere bones. They are echoes of a forgotten world, whispering across the centuries. What stories do they tell? Of towering beings who shaped the land, who battled forces beyond our understanding, or who walked alongside humanity as guides or guardians, or perhaps travelers from distant stars whose fleeting presence left an indelible mark on Earth's ancient tapestry. History is often written by those who hold power, and many truths have been lost, obscured beneath layers of myth, religion, and skepticism. Yet, the hands remain, defying easy explanation, urging us to open our minds and hearts to possibilities beyond the ordinary. Could these giants be the key to unlocking secrets about human origins and the universe itself? Do they hint at a cosmic lineage, a shared destiny between Earth and the stars? Or are they a call to humility, a reminder that in the vastness of time and space, we are but small players in a grand and mysterious saga? The fossilized hands invite us to question the boundaries between legend and reality, science and faith, past and future. They challenge us to embrace wonder and uncertainty, to seek truth not just in facts, but in the stories that bind us to our ancestors and to the cosmos. As twilight descends over Bolivia's ancient landscapes, the giant hands lie waiting, an eternal riddle carved in stone, daring us to uncover the truth. What will we discover when we dare to reach out and touch the mystery?